fighter. You've got a great way of just sapping away the damage of the CK with Lace on the Razor. It makes it relatively easy as well to spot the real CK if you catch him off before the Phantasm goes off. So you've got a steady way of chasing him down as well. If I really had to choose, I would probably lean very, very slightly towards Na'Vi, simply because I'm not sure what Yopaj does to speed up his game, and you can already see he is queuing up that old power treads into the Kaya Sanj, it looks like. So back to that build up, it just feels a little bit slow in comparison to the Nulls. And again, compared to the other Spirit Brothers, that is certainly a slower tempo in comparison.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they just have to be very aggressive on the side of Boom this game, but Na'Vi certainly have the answers for that aggression themselves. I mean, it seems like their own draft is set to be extremely aggressive, especially once you get out of that laning stage. And speaking of aggression, Boom, they are there with the 5-man smoke out. The position in that dire jungle, but nobody going to be around from Na'Vi. They hang around in the dire triangle instead. Doesn't seem like they're interested in the level 1 team fight, though. As I say that, in they walk. No one. Is he going to go back into that dire jungle? It seems like he just may. Sticky Maypalm not going to find anyone, so FBZ might be able to set up onto Solo. Snap fires out, so is no one. That will allow a very nice spear into the arrow, and first blood should be going the way of Boom Esports, as Tims will take it on the Mirana. A very nice start already.
Get the kill they want. They might be able to sneak away an extra rune as well, and they will. Jackie managed to grab one. Tims will grab the other, so a 3-for-1 start already for Boom with that first blood. Feeling good about the game already, but Na'Vi, again, they just need a couple of levels. Their lanes do look strong. We are looking down bot here, Mike. Sweden strong on Marcy with Lace on the Razor. That classic Marcy Razor lane that Na'Vi has been leaning into for quite often now. Up against Jackie on his CK and Skem on the Winter Wyvern. This is a lane that plays fast for both sides. You do have some aggression that comes up. I'd say Na'Vi at level 2 feels great, but level 2 as well, level 3 more for Boom can be nice. And you always have to watch the Winter Wyvern. When that Arctic Burn is up, your HP just goes down to half no matter what.
It's certainly a very aggressive lane from both sides. It's now Sweden strong, going to make a bit of a jump in, but a bit of harassment to come out. Nothing too special. Doesn't have the dispose to really go for Jackie's life yet. That top lane as well, of course, Tims and FBZ going to be against Solo and V-Tune. Another very aggressive lane from both sides. Which depends on whether FBZ can land that spear into the arrow. Obviously goes the other way around as well for V-Tune and Solo. You can get a nice Jingu Mastery proc or a Boundless Strike into the Cookie. It's going to be a hell of a lot of damage to be pumped out. So, could be kills going all across the map. Might be a hard one to keep up with this game around, John.
Yeah, I expect both sides to really look for that early aggression. Nice arrow.
Tims. Very nice arrow out from Tims. Solo, he'll go for a run, and well, Tims has not hit level 2 yet, so doesn't have the leap charges. He was one creep away, but he's also one right click away from killing off Solo here. Won't have enough to keep up. Had he had level 2, he probably would have had that, but now bot lane Jackie. He's the one in danger. Lace, he drops rather low on that Razor. Skem will force them back. Make sure Jackie does remain safe, but again, John, these side lanes, they are set to be very aggressive between these two teams.
You just can't underestimate that rebound dispost with a static link. It's a lot of damage early on. Jackie just doesn't naturally enjoy matching up against a Razor, and static link is just going to get a lot of value out from you. Although,
Lace
just turning stuns out.
It's just all about trying to dominate the lane. Dispose is there. Skem, he'll cop it. Lace, thinking about going for the static link, but decides better of it. Doesn't want to risk Jackie getting too much damage out onto Sweden strong. This meta, I mean, it's just so important to win out these lanes. And speaking of winning lanes, Yopaj is 21-4 in CS. Where the hell did this come from?
Yeah, he's managed to dance around no one quite nicely. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, he's got the early wand. Maybe he's just been able to play with that added regen, shove out the wave every time, not give no one an angle in, and just kind of farm his small camp as well. Been very efficient with that, as he's the one really shoving out the lane. I mean, Batrider doesn't really shove out the lane well. He needs to right-click every single one of them, in comparison to Storm just dropping that static rim. So a good start for Yopaj, but he's behind in CS, but not too far behind in EXP. He's still going to meet the level 5, maybe a bit behind in the 6, and as long as Yopaj gets 6 ahead of that Batrider, Storm's not in danger there.
Must be that small camp that Yopaj has been hitting, my god. Like, pulling ahead this much on the CS board is kind of ridiculous. Still, 1-0. Again, so much aggression in the side lanes mostly. And while we do have a chance from that aggression, John, I mean, going back to the mid lane for a moment, no one maybe not having as dominant of a start as you would have expected on the Batrider, right? Like, you kind of expect no one to just be able to run Yopaj down at, say, level 2, but that hasn't happened, and it seems like Yopaj is just CSing way too well as no one. Be following him up, but just going for the water runes for now. You are around that timing as well, where you might see Tim starting to rotate slowly into the mid lane to try and snipe this Batrider. Be very careful here as no one, but instead, it might be Solo that gets ganked up if he's not too careful. Tim's having a look around, setting up for an arrow, but not going to bother going for one as it is on cooldown anyway. There is going to be a bit of a quiet period here between these two teams for now. Again, it feels like it's a very tense game already. Mid lane, Yopaj in a bit of danger. Sweden strong, should be able to dispose, but no, he's out of mana. Yopaj is going to try and turn this one, but does go down. In comes Skem though. He should find one, but no one's going to turn this one again for a double kill, it seems like a Skem. He'll try to fight back. No one's still going, however, and does secure the double. Nice turnaround attempt there from Yopaj, but he wasn't expecting the rotation from Sweden strong, and is going to eventually drop here to the Batrider.
That's very important for no one. He hits his level 6 earlier than Storm now, so he's got the threat of lasso for just a little bit longer. Yopaj shouldn't be too far behind with the creep wave though, and it's going to hit the zone 6 in a timely manner, but evens out.
Spear, not there yet. He's not giving the angle to FBZ. Spear will eventually come out, but there was just no tree line to go for. You saw Tim's just waiting for the spear into the arrow, but again, props to Vichun. He just runs straight north, does not give the angle away.
Man, he is finding quite a lot of farm on that monkey already. Managing to build up here.
There you go, FBZ. Gonna be somewhat careful because Vichun gonna primal spring in, trying to get that slow on FBZ, but unable to secure enough damage to take the kill. Meanwhile, down a bot lane, Jackie, he's gonna find himself in a spot of danger to Lace, but they're not gonna go for the dive. They don't need to. They'll just steal away enough damage here from Jackie to make his life a little bit harder down at this bot lane, and but Jackie has surprisingly been left alone here against the offlane of Na'Vi. And now the jump will be there. Sweden strong. Won't be able to find Dispose. Meanwhile, top lane, Yopaj, Haste Rune is up. He's going to find Solo on the Snapfire. Vortex is there. And that should be a kill to go the way of Yopaj. In fact, he even finds himself a nice cheeky double stack. So, you know, get even more CS going on this Storm. Why not?
Just build up. And for that running start that you want. Trotting around with a level 6, and that is giving no one room down mid to just farm onto the travels, but they managed to spot something like Vichun here. That could be big.
Could be. Yopaj, does he want to zip through the tree line? Doesn't seem like he's got a sense that Vichun is there, or maybe he does. Maybe just waiting for that slight bit of vision. Pressure that tier 1 top tower a little bit, but eventually will back off, and no one was making his way over just in case they were going to commit for that, but eventually he'll back off as well. Funny thing is, though, Tim's being very annoying here for no one, John. He's just taking all the large creeps away from that jungler's bot lane. Jackie, bit of an aggressive jump in, but Yopaj, he'll be there to back him up from the top lane down towards the bot lane. Sweden Strong and Lace probably both going to drop. Yopaj should have no problem securing a double kill. It's one of those games, John. It might turn into the Yopaj show if they're not careful.
He's building up really well, and this is one issue with Navi's draft. They don't have the hold for the Storm. This is why it's such a great Storm game. You're relying on no one to just go in with a lasso, and that's going to be depending on his blink timing, depending if they can find a flank to just catch Yopaj off guard, and just not allow him to zip away, and whether or not they can follow through from the lasso to get enough damage off. They have to watch out, because, yeah, Storm isn't the best, although...
Dispose is there, lasso available, but no one. Not feeling confident to go for it. Will hold out. He did have Skem around to try and protect. Yopaj still going to find a double damage no matter what. FBZ and Tim's really making sure that Power Rune does remain protected. Yeah, lasso just never coming out.
I was a bit surprised. It looked like a good angle up. Could try to drag back onto the tower. Issue of damage, I believe, in that sense, because they didn't have the napalm stacks built up. Not going to be able to burn through him early on, and you don't have that much damage on your Martial. Though Scam, they find a nice kill in the Winter Wyvern.
A nice easy one, sweet and strong. Just the dispose into the static link is a bit too much for the Wyvern to take here as Lace. Trying to apply a bit of pressure here onto Jackie as well, but he's going to be just fine to back his way into the tree line. And meanwhile, top lane, Tims and Yopaj scouting around trying to find V-Tune. And they did force him away from the Dire jungle. So far, again, Boom doing a very good job of denying V-Tune this area of the map. And even no one, again, he tried to come in earlier and Firefly the camps, but there was no large creeps because Tim's just been arrowing every single one.
It's a lot of gold to cut away from that Batrider. This travel's timing, it's still not bad, but it's not as fast as it could have been for no one. That's just going to hurt his presence here. Boom, already shoving in that top tier one here, Mike. Managing to open up the map a little bit more, cutting off further camps for V-Tune to kind of farm in, all the while buying a lot of space for Jackie down bot. No one's been moving down to that CK. Like, after that movement down bot where they found the kills with Zeopaj zipping in, Jackie has had a pretty free lane, and he is starting to ramp up. Armlet not too far away. Once that's up, it's going to be harder to get that burst onto him.
Primal Spring, oh, misses. So does the Scatter Blast. No slows landing on FBZ this time around. Meanwhile, mid lane, Yopaj, not going to cop the dispose. They will get the haste rune though, so no one. Thinking about going after Skem, but does not want to deal with the storm right now. In fact, Tim's even around is hitting the tier 1 tower. Look at this, Boom Esports all showing up, but oh, the arena. FBZ, he'll try, but no one. He'll have a bit of a giggle to himself about that. And so, Boom, they will not be able to stick around for this tier 1 mid, I don't think. They'll be forced to back away.
Yeah, just kind of hold back. They do force a lot of movement towards mid. Again, freeing up the side lanes for FEZ and especially for Jackie to just keep this farm game up. So you really don't mind too much. Like, V-Tune getting some room up top, but the progression on the Monkey King's a lot slower than I think you'd really like. Even FEZ's slightly ahead of the Monkey King right now. And once Jackie hits that armlet, he might be more than willing to show up in some of these earlier engagements here. Is one issue for Na'Vi as well is that they've not been able to trade tier 1 towers. Top fell, they haven't shoved in bot. Again, they've just left that bot alone for too long, and Jackie's gotten his money's worth.
Certainly has. It's the one thing about Jackie, right? Like, he can have a tough lane, but once he disappears into that jungle, he's one of the fastest farmers in the world. Yeah, just very, very, very quick with the farm here on the CK, and see how he does keep up this game. Is no action happening across the map quite yet, but no one. Looking at FBZ top lane. We'll pop the Firefly. FBZ completely alone, but doesn't actually have the spear to throw out, but no one. Doesn't have detection either. Meanwhile, mid lane, Solo, gonna get jumped here by Yopaj. The Snapfire been left alone and is gonna drop to Tims. The sweet and strong. They'll try to chase them down, but this Moonlight Shadow just ruining everything for Na'Vi. They don't have the dust.
Yeah, they need to carry that. Maybe not expecting that level 6 to be up for Tims just yet and for Boom to play aggressive on it. Now they're clumping up mid once more. Arena is ready on FPZ.
He was caught out for a moment. They won't take down Lace, but look how they're forcing Na'Vi to rotate across the map here, John. No one's going to show up, and a bit of a pause out from Boom now. So we have some lag, but this gives Na'Vi a chance to try and really decide who they want to aim down here down to the bot lane. Like, you'd much rather be able to go after Jackie naturally. Thing is, if you don't catch Skem, he does have Curse up. So it feels like you've got no choice but to go for the lasso on the Wyvern.
Yeah. Does feel like you're going to have to go for it. I'm not sure if they saw the tree dance from the low ground there. The vision, it shows the particles, but again, I'm not completely sure. It looks like it should have been in vision. Skem might have the idea that they're trying to make a play onto Jackie. But I don't think he... I know, it's a pretty awkward angle. And it does look like it should favor Na'Vi if they manage to get a good lasso. So, could line up. They are going to sacrifice their mid no matter what, though. As the mid is set to fall. It's only Sweden Strong and Lace really coming out. Or Sweden Strong and Solo coming in. Not enough to really stop that.
What's a PC hang, John? That's a
the
new one.
PC's hanging. Yeah,
hanging?
It's hanging.
Goodness
yeah.
me.
It's frozen.
Oh, I
We
see.
say hang in
Right.
the Philippines. I don't know if that's inappropriate English. I wouldn't know.
No,
I don't speak English. I barely speak Filipino either.
I was about to say, what do you speak, John? So, I mean, it's the first time I've heard PC hang before. So there you go. I'm learning every day, Jonathan, about the beautiful Filipino culture.
I honestly thought that was something everyone said. You know, oh, my PC just hanged.
No,
PC froze. Really?
who says that?
Maybe not in. I don't know. Maybe not down south. You guys living wrong anyway. All that living upside down, blood rushing to your head, Mikey.
Yeah,
Drop
It's
bears,
it's not easy.
redbacks, stonefish.
Stonefish. The
How
hell's
do
a
you not know
stonefish?
about stonefish?
Well, what's a
It's
stonefish, John?
it's on your coastline. It's camouflaged like a rocky seabed, and it's highly venomous.
Right.
Well, not venomous. It's poisonous. Well, what's the difference in venom and poison again? I forget. It's one of those two, and if you step on it with its spines, it's pretty deadly. Fun.
Okay.
That's why I fear Australian beaches, because you don't know what's under there that'll kill you. I don't know how anyone in Australia can swim with a clear conscience, without being terrified.
You just kind of accept the fact that if you're gonna die, you're gonna die, John. I mean, this country wants to kill you anyway. So what are you gonna do, right? I stepped on a sea urchin once. That wasn't very fun. Got stung by a jellyfish as well. Wasn't very fun either, Jonathan. Let me tell you, the whole urine trick does not work. Just for anyone out there, do not put urine on your jellyfish things. It does nothing except make people laugh at you. Yeah,
People do that in jellyfish things. I know they do that for stepping on sea urchins.
no.
Like the spine.
Wait, that's what the urine's for? For the sea
Yeah,
urchin?
it's on like where the sea urchin spine enters you, and that's where you drop some pee to try to neutralize it.
Right.
Whatever it's in that sea urchin. I didn't know
Very
you
good.
did that for jellyfish. You did it for jellyfish. Okay, so I'm not sure. Maybe because you did it for jellyfish, that's why people laughed at you,
I'm
Mike.
not saying I did it, John. Right? I have standards. I'm not saying I did it. I'm just saying it doesn't work. Don't ask me how I know that. I just know it doesn't work, John. Anyway,
Yeah,
moving
plead
on
the
from
fifth
this.
here, Mike. Plead the fifth.
Moving on from this terrible conversation, the thing is with this the game state right now, Skem and Jackie, if they might get caught out, but the thing is Boom is still going to secure the mid-tier 1 tower for this. So either way, it feels like Boom wins this little exchange here with Na'Vi, unless they find a way to stop this mid-tier 1 tower being forced in. But it seems like it's inevitable that it just goes down now, and that's going to open up the jungle fully to the side of Boom. And Na'Vi, they might struggle to find anywhere to farm at this rate. Because you've got such an aggressive draft here from Boom. They're just going to run you down through that jungle. There's no need for them to slow down.
They don't need to kick it down a notch, even for Jackie. Armlet's more than enough for the CK to kind of feel comfy, although you'll likely want Echo Saber or BKB first, and after that, it's much better. Do have the go-ahead. Jackie has reconnected. He has unhanged his PC. Now, that is not what we say, but I'll stick with my guns. Unhanged his PC.
I believe it's unhung, Jonathan. Oh, mid lane.
Unhung.
I don't know, John. We don't say it. Mid-tier 1 tower is going to drop, and it seems like bot lane nothing works out apart from Skem going down. So, not too big of a deal. You get the Pos 5 Wyvern. You really had no choice in the matter. Na'Vi had to aim that one down, but they lose the mid-tier 1 tower. And I think that's still a bigger deal here for Boom Esports, as they will walk away with a 4K net worth advantage. And Na'Vi, backs against the wall a little bit here, John. Again, their jungles are going to be opened up and be a little bit risky now for Na'Vi. How going to smoke?
Going for the smoke plays. I mean, they've got the kisses ready, so they could try to connect onto one here.
I'm going to find a target, but they will try to focus down the bot tier 1. Just a matter of whether Boom want to try and defend this. You don't have lasso up, so they might feel confident to move in. And in fact, they found Sweet and Strong with the vision of Skem. They'll move in. Sweet and Strong going to try and fight back with the sidekick, but it's not going to be enough. Yo Pash able to secure the kill for now. As Na'Vi, they are still trying for the bottom tier 1 tower, but Boom, they are bringing their whole team over to force the fight now. 4v5, as FBZ trying to move in for a nice arena. Is not going to be able to find one against Na'Vi, but they do force them back successfully. They do also protect that tier 1 tower, and now FBZ, he does have the blink incoming. So suddenly you've got that big initiation from Boom Esports.
That's big for Boom. They can play off the back of it. It's much more reliable for them to go with that. They don't need to have Yopaj put his life at risk zipping in, although there's not much really that catches him out. Just having two options in hand is going to be a lot better for Boom now. Na'Vi, it's one of those games where you look at this off-lane Razor and you start to wonder about the value. Like, the Lace did have a decent time in lane, but when you're behind as a Razor like this and you're just trying to get into your BKB, maybe saving up for your refresh as well, it doesn't feel like you really contribute. There's just no playmaking as Boom will go for that smoke play with a blink.
He's a big target. FBZ right in. No problem. Into the arrow of Tims. It's a standard combination from Boom Esports, and they'll find a very valuable target here on the side of Na'Vi. 5k net worth advantage now, and I'll tell you what, John, this is more like the Boom we're used to seeing.
Yep, they're hitting their stride, playing with these early timings, getting the aggression out, shutting the enemy team from really trying to get that build up, while all the time, while doing that and buying space for Jackie as well. So they're enabling everyone while shutting down Na'Vi. Na'Vi with their lineup, and they're trying to build into a BKB for no one. That could be one launching point. It does feel like you'd want a blink up on no one as well. Maybe once you have that blink BKB on the Batrider, you can start to look for those single target plays.
Skem gonna show up here with the Moonlight Shadow. Sentries are down, so they will see Skem in just a moment. No one. Go for that lasso onto that Wyvern first. There's no one gonna move in, but FBZ gonna zone him out, and now the curse. He's there, only connecting on two, and the Mortimer's Kisses are gonna force them back. In fact, B-Tune, a great balance strike out, at least finding the Wyvern, but FBZ also gonna be chased down here on the Mars. Nice arrow landing onto Sweden Strong as Yopaj gonna zip right through the tier 1 tower. Sweden Strong, though, is still barely gonna survive. Nobody dropping from Na'Vi. They will be just fine to leave after taking that bottom tier 1 tower. And they should be happy with that.
Yeah, they finally get to pick off not the biggest kill. They might find stragglers.
Tims, one more leap charge available, but FBZ will make the jump in with the arena. In fact, Yopaj will follow up. It's a big arena round. They'll find the Razor. They'll find Solo on the Snapfire, and that should be enough. They don't have enough mana on the Storm to keep going. But a great turnaround here from FBZ. You never underestimate that Mars.
Yeah, gets the angle in. They managed to successfully cut the tree of V-Tune as well, so he couldn't get any counterplay early on. Just kind of stuck in the corner there in the timeout zone. And Boom get the better end of it. Like, yeah, they dropped Scam earlier, but now they find Lace, they find a Snap, and that's much bigger. You're killing off the core, you're getting the bonus of the support, you only lose your POTS 5 Wyvern, you don't really care about that on Boom. All the while, Jackie, again, is just on the opposite side of map. He's just farming, no one's going to punish him. I think that's where Na'Vi should be collapsing onto. Just run down Jackie somehow. He's all by himself. Although now Boom are starting to trend toward that area, and they will smoke up top now.
They will. No downtime here for Boom. They just want to keep running at the side of Na'Vi. Solo is around to break the smoke, so he should be the victim here, unless they see Lace instead. FBZ, he's rushing forward. Has he got the vision? They left the Pupil's Gift on the ground as well, and the Spear's gonna land onto the Razor, into the arrow. They'll have another kill for themselves. And they lost the neutral item. I believe that was the Pupil's Gift of Na'Vi on the deck, and I believe Tims is holding it now for himself.
Ooh, never a good feeling. I guess losing neutral, the gift isn't the worst to lose. So it's not as bad as, say, losing a Psychic Headband down the line or a Philosopher's Stone. Could have been much worse. Still, losing Lace is still pretty bad. And it just goes back to what we were saying about that Razor, right? Like, I had a little thought where if the Razor is behind here, Mike, it just doesn't contribute. Like, even with the BKB up, I'm not sure if that's enough, because you're still not durable up against the CK, up against the Storm who's going to be on top of you. The right-click damage of the CK still going to be there, especially if you don't find the right one, if the Phantasm gets popped first. So I'm still keen to see what Na'Vi wants to do, because no one's going to inch towards that BKB. Again, your launching point should be the Batrider here for Na'Vi. Speaking of that BKB, though, Yopaj gets his ahead. So he might be more than willing to just make all those risky plays, and that will really force Na'Vi to just rely on the Batrider to stop him.
Absolutely. Boom Esports 11-5 now, 8k advantage. Very powerful position for them to be in. Na'Vi, not out of this game yet, but certainly have a long way to go as Yopaj top lane lays. He's going to be caught out. Oh, just before the TP ends. Barely enough mana to get to the Razor as FBZ. He'll be around to finish the job off. Lays still alive. Curse is there. No one trying to move in to help out. Is going to get cursed up and brought into Jackie, but no one. He's going to BKB up into the lasso onto FBZ's Mars. They should have a double as FBZ will be left to die, but here comes Jackie now protecting Yopaj on the Storm as they've at least found Sweet and Strong. Back in on no one. Without a BKB, he's a sitting duck. And still the team fight will go the way of Boom Esports as Na'Vi. They had a moment of brilliance there, Jonathan, but not brilliant enough.
I'm surprised they commit that hard. I feel like once you saw Liz just ready to fall, you had no clear exit plan for no one. It was kind of all in, just try to find what you can and accept your fate. It still doesn't end up being that great of a trade. I mean, it is a net benefit to Na'Vi. They do gain more gold on the heroes that matter, especially the Batrider, more than they lose. Boom just builds up your lead. 9k up, 14-7 now. And Jackie has his BKB up and running with the armlet. Disassembly play on the Echo Saber. They're hunting for more.
Yeah, they've got the Snapfire. That should be another here for the side of Boomer's solo. He's going to tank the gank here from Boomer at least. He does buy a bit more time, but not enough in the end. Be the 15th kill here for Boom Esports, and it seems like they want to slowly start chipping away at the mid-tier 2. And now they are going to back their way out once again. Go after Roshan instead. A much more valuable target here for Boom.
Into the pit, Jackie's got the damage with a fantastic medium pop. And Na'Vi, they still have no play for the pit. You might need to have V-Tune on top of that, but your Monkey King's just severely underfarmed at the moment. Still no blink on no one, only having the BKB picked up. Boom's just gonna get it for free. Na'Vi have no angle in, and now you have to contend with 2 lives on Jackie. This CK has not died one time. I don't know if you have enough to kill him off twice.
Certainly doesn't feel like it, John. Certainly does not feel like it. There is going to be a big smoke up though, Na'Vi. Maybe trying to get something out of this. Very hard to fight into that Aegis though, especially when you're 10k behind.
Stupendous.
Leading strong, being watched in the mid lane. They will not make the jump yet. Boom, they are still focusing the top tier 2 tower anyway. And now another smoke out from Boom. As for, they'll leave Jackie behind. Let him keep farming up, and the pings are coming out towards the south because they have found Lace on that Razor. He's underneath the Radiant Vision, so the zip in from Yopaj. Going to be easy to set up as the Arrow and Spear are going to follow up. It's back and forth here from Boom Esports, just really throwing Lace around on that Razor. And another kill to go the way of the Radiant. Just no slowing these guys down.
Yeah, just on the run here, Boom. Always find it satisfying when you manage to connect Spear push backwards into Arrow, FZ just getting that lined up, and Boom are starting to feel themselves. Na'Vi just forced to sit back, forced to try and farm up, maybe get that BKB on V-Tune. Having the double BKB on 2 cores or 3 cores with Razor BKB can be nice. I just don't know if it's enough. Again, the issue for Na'Vi is that they have no clear angle to take these fights. Their team fight, it just doesn't feel like it's there. We see sometimes a great kiss out from Solo along with the Boundless coming out from V-Tune, but those opportunities are far and few between.
And now the blink up as well on Jackie, so he's got another way of just kind of closing the gap here on the CKs. Boom Esports not done yet. Another smoke. Top lane they go. No one. He was hanging around on that Batrider and still is. Not TPing out yet. Yopaj, though, moving towards the north as they might find Solo instead. But Tim, he's going to have a look on that tree line and may have seen no one, but no. They lost the vision. In fact, never mind, they did. Yopaj, he knows the Bats is somewhere. No one. Not going to go for a TP. Eventually will do so now and is going to be just fine. Does time it correctly with the BKB.
And doesn't really manage to get too much done. Had to use the lasso. Pretty long cooldown to commit. And now Boom just TP bot and are still looking to play.
They are moving fast, John. Not allowing Na'Vi the time to think about where Boom are going. Hunting down V-Tune, but he is going to pounce out at the right time with the pre-dance. Thing is, the bottom tier 1 tower is going to be very easily taken out by Jackie now. And they might even force a fight at the tier 2 bot. I mean, why the hell not? You know you're the stronger team by far at the moment with the 12k advantage. There's just no way Na'Vi can force the fight and stop them from doing this. Not with the Aegis up on Jackie.
They've got to just kind of give it out here on V and try to get what farm they can. It's no one finding forward farm right now along with Lace. Blink next on the menu here for no one. That should give them the angle, but still a ways to go. Scam has his own blink up, so easier for them to get the good curse off.
No one. Oh, FBZ. He's in. A great arena down with the spear, and the Vortex is going to be the follow-up by Yopaj into Sweden Strong. They might even have the Marcy, but no. Barely surviving. Instead, they'll go on to Lace, but V-Tune is going to save the day for now. They'll lock down Lace on that Razor. Force the glyph out from the tier 3 tower, and that's going to be enough, at least for now, but boom. They're right back in. They've still got a minute and 15 on that Aegis timing as Jackie. He'll make a step in onto Solo. FBZ's there to back him up. A double stun out. Solo in big trouble. They already found Sweden Strong. Lace at least is going to find that Aegis. He gets something for his team. But boom, they may not care, John. That Rider's still down for another 10. He does have buyback, but he's not committing it.
Smoked up. You need to find a really good angle to get a good kisses out with the Wukongs, but
A misblink there from Sweden Strong, not finding the real blink he wanted, just out of range for the dispose. And with that, Na'Vi, they'll at least protect the mid racks, but they do lose that mid tier 3 tower. That's going to be about enough for Boom. They are not going to overextend this time around. They do back off. They maintain that 16k net worth lead. And chances are, John, they're probably just going to wait for the next Roshan. Meanwhile, Na'Vi, they've got to make something happen. So they're going to smoke up as 4, see if they can find themselves a straggler on the way out of that dire base. And they are going to hang around that dire jungle, but nobody's going to be there from Boom. They've all headed down south.
Probably not going to find anything. At least they can retake control for top jungle. Kind of get some farm going here for V-Tune. Try to get the gold necessary for no one's blink. He will buy it out. So you've got the Batrider blink, but that will mean no Batrider buyback. See if Na'Vi can play with that fresh pickup. They've got to find something. Boom. Moonlight Shadow up. Not quite going to the top jungle, but they do find another haste rune for Yopaj. Great rune control from start to finish here for Boom. Yopaj is making great use of it every single time in the storm. Na'Vi, they've got that blink here, Mike, on no one. They really need to find that blink target and just get a pick off and kind of rinse and repeat.
It's been very hard with the initiation of Na'Vi. They just haven't had a good opportunity. And props to Boom for not allowing that opportunity over. Boom, hanging around. Oh, that arrow. It's going to get a tiny bit of vision onto Na'Vi. Pings around, but no one will make the jump in by himself. But he hasn't found a target. He's going to back out of there and will do so, but they lose Sweden Strong immediately as the arena is down. V-Tune has been caught out and is forced to BKB up. Meanwhile, on the left side, Solo is going to drop us now. But Razor, Lace is going to drop to boot. 4 down for the side of Boom. Into the mid-racks they go. And GG's called Na'Vi. There's no coming back for this game number 1. They'll go for a reset, have a chat, and come back in game 2's draft. Figure out what went wrong.
Yeah, I think starting off that Razor just didn't give them enough. Like, they flex it well, they run it off lane with Lace, they go back into the Razor Marcy lane, right? And they expect great things to come out. Boom, just go ahead and pick up the CK with the Winter Wyvern. Great protection there to cut off that aggression. And I did like what Na'Vi did with the Batrider. And Boom was just very confident as well to go into the storm anyway. So